But let's put on the currency issue.
Yes, I'm coming to the currency. Okay. So the point there, again, is the president saying things are going well. Let's be careful. Let's make sure that, we have, in essence, what he's saying that, when you have, when the trend starts to reverse, make sure that you have reserves, right? To put back. Reserves, which is sacrifice. Reserve, which is sacrifice. To set reserves, as in households, as in businesses, is sacrifice, right? So when we create it and the shifts are occurring, then we will have to fall on it, to make sure that, we stabilize the situation, because it's good to stabilize and to sustain reforms. Now, you spoke about revenue.
But revenue being affected, was that a major consideration?
Of course, revenue would have to be.
Import levy was being hit?
Wait a minute. Yes, because our revenue today is a factor. Yeah. And I'm saying, let me illustrate. Our revenue today, right? And I'm talking revenue, not tax revenue. Our revenue today is about 15%, right? 17%.
Okay. Tax GDP ratio?
Yes. Okay. The tax GDP ratio is around 15%.
Okay.
The revenue is around 17, 18%. But as a middle income country that we have become, it is our tax to GDP ratio that should be 17%, 18%, even for an African country. It is not 15%. And that is why, we are the president, the minister, and others have spoken about getting technical assistance in order to bring the VAT regime back to where it was. And then the president said it would affect the entire, revenue consideration when the debates, were going on. And therefore, the levies that are being imposed, we have had a temporary levy policy where, you have sunset clauses. You use them during austerity and then you remove them. In other words, they are similar to your counter-cyclical measures, when you, so let me use a practical example, which is true. When we went into COVID globally, right? You remember that's when Zoom, and telephony and things, hit a boom, right? Therefore, that's when, and because many of these are done through the banking sector, that's when you have your FinSec levy. Because it is not the whole sector that is depressed. There's a sector that is doing well on account of we being at home. And therefore, meetings were being done on the laptop, on the phone, and whatever. It means that that sector, is booming. So you put a temporary levy on it, right? You put a temporary levy on it. Of course, a time will come when COVID will be over. And it did. Right? And today, yes, there's some stability in the use of Zoom and the other, but it's not at the peak when it was, in a crisis, when they were favorable. So, to summarize again, all that we are saying is that you cannot manage an economy without crisis. You cannot manage an economy continuously for 4 years, 3-4 years, without one crisis or the other. Right? Mpox. Mpox is in the news.
Yeah.
Right? How are we preparing for it? Or how did we prepare for it? Have we put some reserves, learning from COVID, so that when Mpox comes, we fall on those reserves, to manage? And that is when the reserves you are keeping, because you will have to tackle it. That's when you take the reserves, right, to manage it. I mean, this is not saying you are manipulating the markets. No, you are only managing the economy because of the ups and downs.